Newell Rubbermaid, which is the holding company, an American company, doesn't actually manufacture any product anywhere in the world. What happens is that they have a number of different companies under their banner, and those companies range from in excess of over 100 years of trading up to more recently about 30-40 years of trading. The type of employees that we have within the company are blue collar and white collar. Mostly now it is white collar, but the blue collar side is still very active here at Fradley Park, the main office. We no longer have night shifts in operation, but we have the standard day shift, a variety of shifts within the white collar side to suit the needs of the company, and we have the standard 6 to 2 and 2 to 10 alternating shifts in operation. The system's been in place for quite some years, and it was getting to the point where the clocks themselves would have not been able to be maintained, and at the same time we were conscious that there was different flexibilities we needed from the system to help us and achieve certain things in attendance and disciplinary tools. We chose to go the way we have because we wanted a flexibility of being able to show to the employees particularly their holiday balances, which the upgrade now enables us to do. And the clocking no longer is a swiping system, it's now the special cards where we just simply walk up and touch the screen, and that's a lot better, and we have a lot less clocking errors as a result. As far as the workload of HR and payroll, I wouldn't say it's reduced the workload, but it's certainly added a lot of more accurate information, in particular in the blue collar side where they're paid a salary, but also they are paid by the hour for lateness deductions, absence deductions and overtime payments. And if the system's being used effectively, which it now is, and accurately, that information is fed directly into payroll. So the necessity for accurate clockings are very, very important. As far as reducing workload, I wouldn't say it has, but because of how we're using it, we're getting a lot more from the system. Managing shifts, basically the whole system manages all shifts because obviously it advises of latenesses, absences and any anomalies. What is good about it is that when we run the weekly reports, which we now do for both blue and white collar, particularly blue collar, we issue reports down to the supervisors in the shop floor, and we do this on a weekly basis so they can see exactly what has happened, give any approvals of stuff that they may have missed, and also to approve any overtime that has been put into the unapproved overtime sector according to our rules. This is very useful because it means that when we come to do the interface to payroll, we can be virtually 99% sure that the information is correct. It also obviously is used to go to senior managers to show people who are continually coming in late, having a lot of time off, etc. What we also find is that we also now use the tool, the alert module, which from within the HR world, the alert module, although it does repeat itself on occasions, obviously because of the number of issues of latenesses and absences, what we find is that it alerts us to check on individual records very, 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 very well, and that's an invaluable asset within the new upgrade. For the administrator and HR side, we use it pretty much as I said previously. It assists us greatly. It's reduced an awful lot of paperwork going up and down because we now get emails through for different approvals, etc., and the reports that we produce is really very good. And when it comes to disciplinary, for example, we send out reports to show from the alert module the people who are coming close to verbal warnings, written warnings, etc. And because it stores it and advises us, we haven't got to run reports over and over. It actually alerts us who to look at. It does save an awful lot of time. The employees themselves, basically, as long as they clock accurately, that's all they have to do. They can see on clocking each time their holiday balance, and they can also call that up on the screen by one of the function keys if they wish to. But on the whole, that's all they have to do. They just have to be accurate in their clockings and obviously advise us in advance of, holidays, known absences so it can get approved, so the system doesn't show unapproved absences. It's got them all in there in advance. The employees using the system, basically, again, we just say clock accurately, make sure that you don't miss a clocking. Through administrator, which is myself, and the team in HR who all have access, we find it now quite user-friendly. On the old system, we had less opportunities of getting reports out. Now with the alert module, we've got a lot more flexibility, and we're very happy. As far as the employees are concerned, initially when we upgraded and changed the new clocks, etc., there was, as always within blue collar, a little bit of concern, and were we trying to was it like a big brother watching you sort of thing? And this was an issue with our white collar, who previously weren't required to clock as accurately as they do now. But now they see the reasons why we're doing it, and also we use it to promote them to clock accurately as a health and safety aspect for emergency evacuations. And when we point out that they must clock accurately to assist that if there is a situation where we have to evacuate, we use the clockwise system for roll call basis. So that has helped us to get the any uncertainty away from them, and the attitude now is really quite good. What they do like is being able to see every time they clock what holidays they've got available, so that if an error has been made, they can see it in advance, and that really is one of the main things that's helped get it settled. I find H to be exceptionally well knowledgeable within the product, very, very supportive, and basically whatever you ask for when he's on site, you always get it. So I believe he is a huge asset to your company, and certainly the relationship between our IT people as well as myself with him is very, very good, and that's really one of the main things, I think, why we did the upgrade with you as opposed to looking elsewhere, because we know that he is extremely supportive and knowledgeable. The biggest value is that absenteeism has certainly been addressed and reduced very, very dramatically. I would say in the last 12 months, although we haven't had the upgrade in for that time, we did begin to use different reports more effectively for absenteeism and lateness, and that has been reduced by a very large percentage. In some areas it's been improved by up to about 30-35%, which is very, very good. And the number of times now that HR actually have to put their naughty hat on is gone down an awful lot, because we're now able to use and provide information even to the employees of why there is a problem with their attendance or absenteeism. Because of that, I would say, not in the white collar but in the blue collar side, productivity will have improved for sure, because if you've got less time when people aren't actively doing their job, then obviously productivity suffers because of it, and we now, I think, are doing very, very well. I would say that now where we are with the system we've now got, managers can now see on a weekly basis different reports that we produce for them for attendance, etc., etc. And I think because they now can see exactly what's happening a week later for their own department, and indeed historically when they ask for information, we can actually produce them statistics and reports now very, very quickly. And that's obviously definitely a plus, and yes, it's definitely a benefit to the company. Since the upgrade, we're able to do a lot more reporting and report on periods, times, whatever, as we do. So certainly I think the upgrade has proven that there's a lot more to Softworks than we originally had in the package that was here when I arrived. And the level of support I now get when I have reason to call with a query and problem is resolved mostly on that call. Certainly I would endorse a system as such because of the use that we have of it. I would say that what you need to do before deciding that any system is to see the system that's on offer actually in a working environment, because if it's in a working environment and you can have a site visit, you can see then how that company is using the system and whether really what you want to do is part of it. To answer your question, the advice is to see it working, to ask questions of the administrator or the HR people, whoever's using it in that company, how they're using it, and see if it meets what you want to achieve. Because If not, and you install it, obviously that's when you then have problems.